Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always. Coming to you live from ESPN 97.5, 92.5. And man, we ready to do this thing. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like a boxer, man. I'm feeling like a boxer. I'm feeling like I'm bobbing and weaving, you know what I mean? Throwing punches, throwing the right, throwing the left, you know what I mean? That's the way I feel today, man. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. How you feel, man? How you feel?
I'm feeling good, Book. You know, I was down, like I said, for a couple of days with a little bit of a cold, but now I've kicked out.
No.
I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready because I know we gotta hit the road this weekend. We're gonna go catch that Cowboys game, so I couldn't be sick for it. You know what I mean? I want to be there, ready. And I know you got a big pay-per-view on premium live event.
Premium live event. I'm gonna be going straight from Orlando to Dallas. And get it done there. And me and Charmaine are gonna meet there and get a car and then drive back after the game or stay there, whatever. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm so looking forward to it. But I'm looking forward to Deadline, baby. Deadline is gonna be going down this weekend, Saturday, guys, live on Peacock. So make sure you guys check it out. Your boy, man, I'm gonna be sitting at the table with me and Vic Joseph. I heard as of late, me and Vic has been like number one commentary team, man. Everybody been putting us down as the number one commentary team. Everything's a shake up. So I'm loving it, man. The ratings up. Everybody's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Because it's been an awesome last couple of months, man, for me. Seriously, man. Seriously.
Well, NXT, again, is going to be going down the premium live event this Saturday. There's actually some other NXT news that came out today regarding the next premium live event. And you had a great show on Tuesday. You know, I will say, and I don't know if it's because I think we talked about this before. I don't know if it's because I'm watching it more now and I'm watching it closely. But NXT has been better recently than I can remember it being. Like, you remember when it first went from the black and gold to NXT 2.0 and the very colorful NXT 2.0, and they're trying to figure stuff out and doing things a little bit different. I think it kind of lost a little steam there for a while. And then the last 3 to 6 months, I think that they've been putting in a really good product on a week to week.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it before the last couple of months. Before I got there.
Booker's on commentary. And he's like nudging Vic like...
I'm saying, I had to do my research, man. But I was reading a tweet somebody had wrote, and it was said, I think it said, man, Booker T NXT has become my favorite commentator as of late because he makes commentary fun, and I think that's what I do best more than anything. I can't go out and try to be serious throughout the whole thing and try to make wrestling have a UFC feel. I can't make it have a boxing feel. I can't do that. I can't do that. You know, so when you hear my voice go up like that, it's to entertain you. That's all it is. And
right.
I said that this week, and my voice went up like that. And then I went back and I listened to it, and I go, that's just stupid. I'm serious.
Oh, at least you know.
I know it is. I know it's stupid, but it's supposed to be. But I still try to make sure I try to do one thing more than anything is get those guys over. Right. Try to make sure I put some shine on them, put some light on them, especially when they're good. When they're good, I'm gonna shine some light on them. You know what I mean? And when they progress in work, I'm gonna let you guys know we got to progress in work here. Houston, we got a damn problem.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm excited though for the future NXT. We got to maybe get on the record here in a little while. Your fave 5.
Yeah, I did. I said I was gonna update my fave 5. Yeah, because it's time. It's time. Right now we got some players, man, that need to get some light put on them. So by the end of the day, we'll have had a fave 5 for you. How about that?
We'll update the fave 5. There's been a lot going on in the world of pro wrestling, MMA, and boxing, and all that great stuff. I don't know if you have anywhere specific that you want to start, but I think that I would be remiss if I didn't say that we have, after opening up more and more sections and more rows for Christmas Chaos going down December the 18th at the World Gym Arena in Texas City, Texas, we have now 6 tickets left of the expanded map, right? We have 6 tickets left. So they're probably, by the time most people are even hearing this right this second, they're gone.
They're going to be gone before this next 30
we're
minutes.
We're going to let these people do standing room only, though.
Hey,
right?
bro. Hey, look here. I'm going to be in the ring. And I don't know if you guys noticed or anything, but if that cameraman could zoom in, you know what I mean? If he could just zoom in, if he can't, that's cool too. But I'm getting ready, okay? I'm getting ready for the 18th. My knee is feeling real good, something that, wasn't, cooperating my last match out. But this time I'm feeling great. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get in the ring, but I'm putting the work in. I'm on the sprint bike on a daily, working on the quads. You know what I mean? Working on the glutes. As you can see, the latissimus dorsi, the trapezius muscle, the bicep, the tricep. Working on all of that. Oh, yes. I'm going to be ready. So, guys, come out and check your boy out one more time, man, because you never know when it's going to be the last time, especially with the old bones. But I'm looking forward to going out there, and, like Muhammad Ali said in 64, I'm going to shake up the world in 64 and talk no more.
Well, let's see it. It goes down, and we're going to have some updates for people who aren't in the greater Houston area or Texas area who actually want to see this show as it happens. We're going to have some information for you here in the coming days about how you can watch this event wherever you are in the world. It is Reality Wrestling's Christmas Chaos.
And not only that, guys, it's going to be a joyous occasion. Of course, Christmas Chaos is something that's near and dear to my heart, but something that may be a little bit more near and dear to my heart. At this event, we're going to be able to honor Texas legend, one of the all-time greats here that have done it, Black Bart. Something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, have a Texas Legends wing here at Reality of Wrestling to where we can honor all of our Texas soldiers, man, that have, talking about laid the foundation, talking about walking through the trenches. Black Bart can pretty much give you every stop on that map. I'm telling you. And for me, I got a chance to sit under the learning tree from Black Bart and watch this dude go out and do his craft. And I learned so much just sitting there listening to Black Bart. So for me to be able to honor Texas legend Black Bart, our first legend, is going to be so awesome, man. So guys, come out and be a part of the celebration.
It all goes down December the 18th, Sunday, a Reality Wrestling Premium Live event, if you will, from the Booker T World Gym Arena. The main event, Mysterious Q and Booker T, the Heat, defend the Reality Wrestling Tag Team Championship.
And guess what? We're going to be streaming it live. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's going to be at a good price for you, too. All right? You know what I mean? We ain't giving you nothing for free. I'm just letting you know that, because I'm getting in the ring, man. I'm getting in the best shape I can possibly, not the best shape of my life. That ain't going to happen. I'm getting in the best shape I can possibly get in and go out here and show you guys, to show these young guys, you know what I mean? To show Fly Deaf what it's truly all about inside that squared circle, man, because that's where I live. You feel me? We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. I know you guys got a lot of super chats, and I got something I want to get off my chest. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
Will Allday versus Cameron Cole. Texas champion versus Reality of Wrestling champion. Years in the making. Ex-best friend versus ex-best friend. I know what I'm getting into. I know you're one of the most exciting, high-flying wrestlers in the business today. And for every punch you have, Will, I know the counter punch. Long ago, the years where we used to train together, and I remember every move. I remember everything in your arsenal, Will. So what is it gonna take? You see, for me, I'll do whatever it takes, and you're gonna find that out, Will.
Will Allday versus Cam Cole once again. But this time it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be best friend versus best friend now. It's not gonna be me looking in your eyes knowing that at the end of this, we just wanna see who the better man is. Yeah, let's talk about that match. And Cam, I knew getting into the ring with you then how good you were. Cam, I know now that you're even more dangerous. But Cam, you strayed. Ever since you and I faced in that last match, a year ago, something changed. When you started walking down this dark path where you would do anything to win, Cam. And you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like weakness.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Like I said, I was talking about I want to get something off my chest, and it is something that I don't know. People seem like they always just want to try to find something to talk about, or maybe just stir the pot or something. And for me, I want to clear the air more than anything. Conrad Thompson and I, we go back a long ways. Let's just say that. And I was reading a story where Conrad was saying that he said that I did not get an offer to do the StarCast match like Ric Flair. And the thing is, I must say, I appreciate Conrad by the way he worded it. Let's just say that because he wasn't lying. Conrad Thompson wasn't lying at all. And the thing is, I'm not lying. And that's where things could get a little cloudy, you know, where somebody look like they're lying. Conrad's not lying. I'm not lying. As far as, you know, who approached me, that's here nor there. But the way the reporter by the name of Nick Hausman phrased the question, you know, by acting as if it was fact when he heard exactly. Brad, you got the clip?
I do have a clip. So just to put in perspective for everybody, again, this was right after Ric Flair's last match in Nashville, Tennessee. We were talking on this very show, and Booker said that he was approached to do a last match. Here's the clip.
I got some breaking news, man. I got some breaking news. I was approached actually to have a final match next year at StarCast.
Oh wow!
The Harlem Heat's final match here in Texas. And I said, hell no. we ain't doing none of that. Okay. Y'all, I just had a match a couple of weeks ago. My knee was killing me. So I can only imagine what it's going to feel like next year. You know what I mean? So y'all can forget about seeing me do one last match. You know what? But the thing is, I'm still working. I'm still having matches. You're just never going to see me have a last match. And you're never going to see me do much in the ring.
There you go. And to put this in context again, this was us talking about Ric Flair's last match. And I believe there was a StarCast event, and I could be wrong on this, plan for the Royal Rumble weekend in Texas.
Exactly. And there again, Nick Hausman, he tried to play, you know, the situation more than anything. Tried to play Conrad Thompson and tried to play me and tried to play us against each other. Okay, so I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate Conrad Thompson for, you know, like I say, wording it the way he did. But the fake news reporters out there, like the Nick Hausman, you know, you wonder why guys like this, you know, get heat and why if they came and sit at the table, you would want to just, you know, throw your drink in their face or something like that. It's because of stuff like this. And I just want to let people like Nick Hausman, who had open access to me, to never ever call me, ask me to do anything from a favor perspective ever again. And that's the way I handle stuff like that, because I hate liars, man, and I hate people that try to stir stuff up between people when there is nothing really to stir up between Conrad and I. Like I say again, I appreciate Conrad Thompson more than anything for being a man more than anything.
Well, I mean, so again, we're talking about a article that came out on WrestlingInc.com earlier today. The headline is Conrad Thompson disputes Booker T's claim he offered him a last match. I will say there's several things wrong with the headline. And I know Nick, And I've never had a negative interaction with Nick Hausman ever, just for the record. But when I read this headline, if I were to break it down as just a layman, Conrad Thompson disputes. Okay, so he's already saying Booker T's claim. So dispute and claim. Claim means you said something that is being disputed. So the claim is something that can't be proven to be true. And then the next part of the thing that is off is claim that he being Conrad, offered him a last match. You didn't say in the clip anywhere that Conrad offered you a last match. We just heard the clip. You never said the word Conrad or the word Thompson. And I would understand if I were you reading that, why that would be aggravating, because it does make you look like you were saying something that wasn't true, like you were making something up out of thin air.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And that's how, if I were reading it on the site, how I would take it. Now, whether that was the intention or not, I can't tell you to that. I don't know what someone's intentions are, but it does lead the mind to wander and makes you, in my opinion, look like just some guy who's making crap up on the air.
Exactly my point. So I just want to defend myself more than anything. I'm not going to lie about anything. I'm not going to make anything up. I'm not going to, go into, context or detail about, who'd you talk to, because that's not anybody's business. That's, what the lawyers say, that's unethical. Isn't that what a lawyer would say? You know what I mean?
Sounds about right.
Right, you know what I mean? So I choose to not even, go there, but I just want to say, Nick Hausman, man, if you're going to put something out there, just make sure you get your facts right about me, and there again, lose my number, going forward.
Yeah, and what Conrad said, just to put the quote in context for everybody, because I'm sure they're like, what do you mean, Conrad? I like what he said. This is what Conrad said. He said, I being Conrad, never approached Booker about having a last match, but I think as you and I are talking, Booker's wrestling this weekend for his promotion, which it's in a couple weeks, but that's fine. I think the world of Booker, and I respect Booker, but I never had a conversation with Booker about doing a last match, not once. Is anything that he said there, Booker, false?
Not one thing he said was false. I mean, I didn't talk to Conrad Thompson. I didn't speak with Conrad Thompson one time, and I never said one time that I spoke with Conrad Thompson anywhere. You're not going to find it. And for a reporter to claim that I said that, it's just false. It's false. It's fake. And these are the guys that's showing up at these AEW press scrums, calling themselves reporters and don't know how to put together a question. I'm a guy who didn't even finish high school. Okay. And I can figure that one out. Okay.
How should the question have been framed if you were the journalist? Let's flip it. Let's you be Nick.
I mean, if I was the journalist, I would say, it's rumored that Booker T was approached to have a last match at Starrcade. Did you or any of your people talk to Booker T about something like that?
Right. And Conrad could have said, I haven't personally.
Conrad could have said, man, I haven't talked to Booker T about anything. I don't know if any of my people have talked to Booker. They haven't told me anything. You know what I mean? But I haven't talked. So he could have totally took himself out of the equation if he would have just formulated the question properly. And I don't know. Maybe that's because I read a little bit more and study a little bit more, and pull a dictionary out and understand what things mean a little bit more than people like a Nick Hausman. How about that?
So, okay, just for the record, I just want to have you on the record. Even though you said it already, we put it in a clip. I just want to have it on the record. Were you approached about a last match at Starrcast?
Yes.
Did Conrad Thompson approach you to do a match?
No.
Did someone maybe affiliated with Starrcast potentially reach out to you?
You know what? I would think they were affiliated. I don't 100% know. Let's just say that.
So that's fine. But they did say, hey, what do you think about a match with Stevie at Starrcast?
Yes. I mean,
this was right after the Ric Flair.
It was immediately right after. And the thing is, I have no reason to lie about it. You know what I mean? It's no like, cool here. It's not, it's nothing that, I have to gain about lying about something like that. And there again, for Nick Hausman to set up, set the question up the way he did. I just thought it was just poor taste more than anything.
Yeah, and I think that again, I think that the way that Conrad answered it, I have literally no issues with him. And he went on to say, "Here's my favorite quote, if I can read from the article that he said." Nothing takes away from my respect for Booker and what he did in the ring, or his great promotion, or his great podcast. I just had to throw that one out there. Because,
and the thing is, saying posing a question like that for Conrad and for Conrad to think I turned him down in that way, and then for Conrad to say, him and I may not work together. Maybe we will work together one day. I don't know. I'm open for suggestion. I'm always open for business. So I just don't want Conrad to feel a certain way about the way Nick Hausman posed that question to him, nor the way he answered it or anything like that.
Yeah, Conrad's a great guy. I mean, I know y'all had that miscommunication back or whatever that happened.
Exactly. Anybody can have miscommunication. That's life. That's business.
Sure.
And for me, and with me, it's always business. You know what I mean? Every time, and we got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
My name is Nathan Wasser, and I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I came down here to Reality of Wrestling to improve my training and get myself more experience learning from the absolute best. It's intense. It's hard. You got to leave your ego at the door and come in with an open mind. The way they do stuff here is the next level. But if you do that, you'll end up bettering yourself in the end, and you'll improve. And to be able to work anywhere.
Nathan, he's an unbelievably awesome student. I'll tell you why, right? For a few reasons. Number one, the man packed up all the way from the Great White North to move down here to the U.S. to train because he wanted to learn from one of the best. But what's even more impressive, on top of the fact that he takes care of his body, he works hard, is the fact that he was trained by a very reputable trainer and yet still comes down here humble, hungry, ready to work and ready to learn, and not coming in here acting like he knows everything or that he's too rigid in his ways.
Booker's knowledge will help you get to whatever goals you want to do if you want to be a big star in this industry. My end goal is to be in WWE. Coming down here to Reality of Wrestling, I feel is the best opportunity for me to get there, so I'm going to do whatever it takes. I can promise you, when you come to Reality of Wrestling, it will change your life. You will not regret it.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Like I say, man, I'm getting jacked, man. I'm getting pumped. Man. December 18th, guys. If you anywhere in the Texas City surrounding area, get here, man. 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. There's a big sign on the arena, and it reads Booker T World's Gym Arena. Guys, come check out the show because I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be fireworks. I am right now. I've been in the dungeon all day. You feel me? I probably had a 3-hour workout today. 3 hours, okay? Hanging and banging in the zone, man. I'm talking about, look here, I don't want to, this is serious business, man. You don't know nothing about being in the gym, Bradley, like I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about blood, sweat, Zach Zilla, Warren Johnson. Warren Johnson, I'm going to slap the taste out of his mouth, okay? All right? Come December 18th, around 9:30 p.m. Central Time, somebody will be getting their bicuspids worked on, okay? You feel me? Ooh, I just had to get that in there, man.
You all right?
Yeah.
I don't want you to strain nothing just cutting the promo. You know what I mean? I'll just mess with you. Booker would kill me if we got into a match. 57 or 107.
I'm telling you, man, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm psyched. I'm psyched about that night. But we got any super
Well,
chats before we get started?
we do. I want to jump to Kai Tony. I had one more follow up though on our previous segment. This kind of unrelated, but if you had a real offer on the table to do a last match, is that something you would entertain? Or are you still where you were 4 or 5 months ago and you say, hell no?
That's not something I want to do, man. I don't want to go and have a last match anywhere at a show. I got a wrestling promotion. It's a little small promotion. It's called Reality of Wrestling.
I've heard of it.
And if I was going to do something, that's where I would do it. I would give the light, the shine on my wrestling company, just like we're going to do on the 18th. I would give the young guys, my young soldiers, that's just getting into this business, that experience of having that one night with their sensei. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about with me more than anything. I would just, soon as the news went up, I got a text message from, one of the guys, one of the promoters, and they asked, if me and my brother wanted to come out and, have a, a match like Steamboat just had not too long ago. And I was like, nah, thanks, but no thanks. You know what I mean? Because that's not what I'm in a different guys. I'm on television every week, working, so it's not like I actually, need, the extra time in the ring or anything like that. When I do it, it's because for the embetterment of these young guys here and these young girls at Reality of Wrestling. That's it.
Yeah, and the thing about the last match is Harlem Heat already had the final heat. We already did that.
Hey, no use. I mean, we can't go back and rehash that, man. It was a great night. It was a great night. We had
an awesome night.
Pasadena Convention Center sold out
to the Raptor.
You don't want to tarnish anything like that.
It's like when the rock bands, like how many farewell tours have the Rolling Stones done?
Well, those tours, man, those farewell tours, they never end. No, I'm serious, because they realize, man, it's way too much money on the table. You know what I mean? Can you play? Yeah, I can play. Can you play? Yeah, let's go get this money. You know what I mean? So that's what it's going to always be about.
Mick Jagger, like 80 years old, still up there.
I mean, you see Boys to Men still out there calling themselves Boys to Men.
They meant granddad.
It's still hitting them notes. You know what I mean? So, no, man. You do it to you can't do it no more, man. I believe in that. You do it till you can't do it no more. Seriously.
Let me ask you then, because you say that now, but sometimes you feel differently when it comes to people, rehashing an old role, right? Like you didn't like Eddie Murphy coming back to do Beverly Hills Cop 4. You're like, man, it's old, it's dead, it's over, right? Yeah. And I just saw the trailer. I don't know if you've seen it yet for the new Indiana Jones movie with Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
Dial of Destiny, the fifth one. He's going to be, I think, 80 when the movie premieres. What do you feel about that? Is it okay for Indiana to make one last ride into the sunset? Well,
it's actually Harrison Ford.
It is Harrison Ford.
So yeah. I mean, it's a movie, and from what I was seeing, the way they did it is kind of unique. The way they made him go back in time without using what they said. I can't remember how they said they did it, but it's a little different. More of a natural way, I guess, to make him look younger throughout the movie. So that's intriguing for me to see something like that. But no, I'm not a huge fan of trying to rehash something. Fletch.
I didn't love the new Fletch, but it was okay.
Yeah, exactly my point. It
wasn't the
you know what though? This is the way I feel about movies like that. I don't think they're for me to like.
Go a little further on that. What do you mean? Like it's not for your generation?
My generation of Fletch, I saw it. You know what I mean? And
right,
I watched it for what it was, and it was great. And it's kind of hard to redo that. It's just like if Mission Impossible, today is with Tom Cruise even is a little different than the Mission Impossible that I'm used to seeing. So that's all it is.
You like the TV show, right?
Yeah,
Mission Impossible TV show. Who's the star of that one?
I can't remember his name. Man.
Was Bill Cosby in that show?
No.
Which one was he in?
He was in I Spy.
I Spy.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can go ahead and go to our first super chat of the day. This comes from Cali Toenail. who says, why bring back guys so they can be unused? I mean, Braun hasn't been involved. Also, Bray, I was excited for his comeback, and now I'm not. Pull the trigger now.
You know, man, sorry for me to say why, guys back like a, Braun Strowman, as well as Bray Wyatt. I see what they're trying to do with Bray, trying to normalize him a little bit. I like that. Just because the supernatural with me, I always said it can only go so far. I mean, you only got so much life in a character like that. But Stone Cold Steve Austin was something that you was going to buy all the way to the end, and then you was going to cry when he couldn't do it anymore. So that's what I'm looking for with talent like that. Strowman, he's a big guy, man, and he's one of those guys that. And I don't want to put any label on him, on Strowman or anything like that, but it's only going to be so many guys that he could really go out there and work with, okay, and really have like a real match with, just like Omos. How many Omos is it around? You know what I mean? It's not very many. You know what I mean? Brock Lesnar. You put it in there with Brock, that's then the tide shifts. You know what I mean? Opposite of him. You know what I mean? The picture is on someone like a Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? So he's just in a hard position. Guys like Strowman back in the day would be used like an enforcer of in some sort. You know what I mean? But guys like that, going and being in world title matches, back then was just something that was few and far between.
As far as Braun goes, I kind of agree with Callie there. Like, he came back and he had the little thing with Ricochet, like a small, quick little angle with him that was okay, but he hasn't really gotten to do anything memorable. But maybe it's not time for him yet.
Well, the
right?
thing is, just think about this for a second. What do you remember Braun doing before he left?
That's what I remember.
Exactly my point. So it's not like you remember anything else other than what you remember now. So come on, man.
Well, no, what I was going to say is I just think that sometimes it's, you say like it's sometimes the wrestling business is seasons, right? It's just not Braun's season right now. Maybe it's like he doesn't have the character arc right now. Let's get through the first of the year. Let's get through the Rumble. Let's get through WrestleMania. And then maybe he's got a big run ahead of him. But, not everybody can be doing something meaningful all at the same time. It's just impossible.
It's just like when we talked about Braun Strowman going to AEW, right? You remember we talked about that?
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
And I said, man, he would be totally out of place over at AEW because there's nobody over there like him. You know what I mean? How many guys can he work? And it's the same thing in WWE. It's no different. You know what I mean? It's very few guys for him to actually be able to go out and work with. You know what I mean? So opposite of just say, for instance, Big Show. Okay, Big Show was much bigger than Braun Strowman. But you know how many guys he had to work with?
He got a few.
He had a hell of a lot of guys to work with.
Yeah, I mean, Taker, Mankind,
everybody.
Kane,
Come on. Big Daddy V. I mean, so many guys he had to work with because everybody was so big back then. That was a different world. It's a different season now. So I think that's what it is more than anything. Now, I could be wrong, but I think my take is the best take you're going to hear anywhere in the world. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Got a whole lot for you here today inside the Hall of Fame, coming to you from ESPN 97.5, 92.5. Hey, guys, if you ever want to think about getting into this business, man, come check out my school, Reality of Wrestling, 10,000 M&F Flowery Expressway. Go to realityofwrestling.com and get all your information, man, to start your journey. Do it. Do it now. What we got, man?
We got several things going on right now, Book, I want to bring up to you. But one of the things that we have to talk about is a big fight. It's going to be happening in January of next year. January, Book, is right around the corner. Of course, I'm talking about that PBC big event going down on Showtime between Gervonta and Luis Garcia.
I tell you, man, this fight is going to be kicking off this holiday season. Let's just to take a second. PBC been giving us the gifts of amazing boxing events in all of 2022, and PBC brought us 5 exciting pay-per-views. I'm going to tell you that one Spence Thurman, Thurman Barrios, as well as Spence Ugas, Davis, Romero, Ruiz, Ortiz, as well as that Wilder Helenius fight was off the chain. But guys, we're going to kick this year off with that boy, Gervonta Tank Davis. That's going down January 7th, and he's going to be taking on undefeated El Gran Campeón Hector Luis Garcia in a high-stakes showdown, guys, that's going down January 7th. Tank Davis's native DMV Arena, coming from Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Guys, live on pay-per-view. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. It's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones. It's going to be cooking. Oh, my God. The meat going to just be falling all off the... I can't wait, man. I'm going to be there. Can I get some tickets? Can I get some tickets? I'm just checking.
Just a small ask. Just some tickets, man. Can we get flown out in the hotel?
All we want is some tickets.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Take care of us, man. I'm gonna be talking about this fight throughout the show, guys, as well, because I'm gonna tell you right now, that boy Gervonta Tank Davis, coming off of I'm gonna tell you, man, it was like a Molotov cocktail exploded when he hit that boy Rolly Romero and put him down, and not just put him down, put him out, especially after a long training camp, especially after the media days and all that crap talk that Rolly was talking. We actually had Rolly here on the show, and actually we couldn't even put it on regular ESPN.
That was a digital exclusive.
So definitely, I'm going to be looking forward to checking this fight out with my boy Tank Davis. Got a chance to talk to Tank Davis too, man, and he's actually a big fan. So I'm looking forward to. He actually asked me if I wanted to be in his corner last time for that fight. So hopefully we can we get some tickets?
Oh, that's all we want. Just a couple, like preferably the front row.
That's all we want, man.
Preferably, or at least close floor seats would be nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Book, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up that the U.S. right in time for Christmas got back Brittany Griner from Russia. Man, it was long overdue. I want to give a shout out to everybody who made that happen. When I woke up this morning, Vin Diesel was the #1 trend on Twitter because he put out "Get Brittany home by Christmas," and everybody thought Vin had something to do with this. But what are you gonna say?
Yeah, man. No. Get credit what credit is due, man.
Yeah.
Get credit to that boy Jiggy Joe Biden. Okay, go ahead. And get what? Give Jiggy Joe Biden his credit, man, because the brother did it, bro. He got her home for Christmas. I know nobody want to give Jiggy his credit, and I said Joe Biden should have ran, with that slogan. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that would have been a good idea. I think that would have been probably a really bad idea for him.
Why, man? It's a damn good idea. Did you like it? Sounds good. Especially after I hit it about 4 times.
Well, it sounds like you're a DJ scratching.
Exactly my point. Jiggy Joe Biden. Get a man his credit, all right? Get a president his credit.
Yeah.
All right? That's the way you need to say that. You know what I mean? Not just the people.
The Biden administration.
If it wasn't for Biden,
Credit to the
if it
Biden administration.
wasn't for Jiggy Joe, none of this wouldn't have happened. So welcome home, Brittany. You know,
Yeah.
leave them cartridges at home next time.
I guarantee she won't be making that mistake twice.
Yeah.
That is a one, but it's just so terrible. And people, I don't really know a whole lot about it, so let me not pontificate before I'm well researched. Some people said the price was too high. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think that if we got somebody abroad who's being captive and they're one of ours, we got to do whatever it takes to get them back.
Yeah, what was it going to do? Us keeping that arms dealer. I mean, what were we going to get out of it? Nothing. You know what I mean? Him having some more time, he's going to end up getting out eventually anyway. So why not make the swap? You know, of course, two wrongs don't make a right, but these two wrongs did make it right to get Brittany home. So that's the only, for me, that's the only thing that matters, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't wish being locked up on nobody.
Right.
It's not fun. It's not something that, especially I can only imagine being in Russia. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad she's home, and hopefully this experience won't haunt her forever. Seriously, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, it's definitely something that can really wake you up in the middle of the night wondering, oh, am I at home? You know what I mean? That type, you know what I mean? So I'm just, hopefully she can get past this and get back out there on that court and get back to dunking, because she's the first woman to actually dunk live in the game.
Yeah, man. Well, here's the thing about that. What I read is over there in Russia, they don't even allow you to work out while you're in prison. Like, you don't have any physical activity. And I heard that she's going to be sent to San Antonio first, is just where a lot of the times there's a facility out there where we send prisoners of war.
Wait a minute. They don't tell you, I mean, you can't do nothing. You can't even do free squats.
They say they don't let you exercise. There's no exercise allowed.
No exercise equipment or no exercise.
Nothing. It's Russia, Buck.
Well,
you saw what they did to Rocky. Rocky had to run in the snow if he wanted to get some exercise.
Look here, it's prison. They're supposed to take away everything that you like doing. You know what I mean? So I get it. Yeah.
But I'm just glad that she's home. Definitely glad.
That's the way they should do them over here. They be in the court playing basketball. You know what I mean? And flip flops, all kind of stuff, man. I out in the yard, running around. You know what I mean? Playing football. You know what I mean? On the weights. I'm serious, man. Cell phones, everything.
I don't want to get too in the weeds on this, but I think I remember Jeffrey Epstein. Didn't they let him out during the day, and then he had to come back to the prison at night? I read that somewhere. I could be wrong, but that's what I read.
Yeah, I forgot what that's called, but yeah, you can get that. You know what I mean? You got enough monies. You can get that. They let you
Shout out to Brittany. I'm glad that she's home. And the other thing I want to throw off of you before we go to any other things is somebody who you're very close to. You were tag team champions with one of the great tag teams of all time, Dustin Rhodes, right? Goldie announced that 2023 is going to be his last in-ring year in the business. He said his AEW contract's coming up in July, so he's going to have one last go-around, one last rodeo, if you will, and he's going to call it quits. Book, what do you think about Goldie hanging up the boots?
Bro, man, come on, man. I mean, he should hang them up. Goldie's been doing this a long time. He's been around, since the late 80s, I think, maybe 89, maybe. And I mean, you can't do it forever. I mean, he's done a hell of a job being able to give back here in these later years. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is something that Goldie has been one to do for a long time, man. He's been one that worked with the next generation for a long time. Him and I, we talked about it. Ourselves, you know what I mean? I remember Goldie, we was in the locker room. That's when him and I was together, and we knew we were at the end of our careers. We knew we were coming close anyway. And Goldie said, "Man, why aren't we down there training those guys? Why aren't we, down in the PC? And I remember him talking about that. You know what I mean? So Goldie is doing something now that he has been really, really wanting to do, which is just give back to the business, and for him to actually be able to have done it this way is, it's awesome. It really is. You know what I mean? Working with those guys. I don't know how much he's getting through to him over there. That's another story, but I'm sure he's having a hell of a time.
Yeah, I think that he's got one of the careers that you wish that you could have. Some people say, I just want to be able to make a living doing something that I love to do. And boy, has he ever had a living. And he's been in all the major promotions. We're talking from WCW to WWE to Impact Wrestling, all the way back to WWE, back to AEW. He's had a great run. And I think that he's one of the few legends that we have left who's still actively out there. And, it's going to be sad to see him come to a close because he's kind of been a constant.
It's over. It's over. It's all over. At the 23 for my boy Gold, he's laying it down, man. He's going to put the boots in the ring. You know what, though? He's not going to retire. He's never going to retire. We're never going to retire. That's what we do, man. Gold is going to be back in the middle of that ring somewhere, but on his own time, you know what I mean? When he wants to do it, you know what I mean? And I understand that too, especially at this stage of the game. But we got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
What a night, guys. Christmas Chaos 11 years straight, guys. We have done this event all because of you guys supporting Reality of Wrestling. We love you. We thank you. But more importantly than that, we got to thank Rey Mysterio for making the trip all the way from San Diego. And more... Hey, that's man love. But the thing is, we got one more present because tomorrow is Rey Mysterio's birthday, guys. Hey guys, break it out. Break it out. Look at it. 619, baby. All the way from the 619. Happy And like I always say, for Rey Mysterio, now can you dig that sucker? Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. I'm just chopping it up, getting ready to take you guys into this second half, doing it like it's supposed to be done. I'm your man, Booker T, 6-time world champ, along with my man, Brad Gilmore, bringing it to you from ESPN 97.5, 92.5. This show, guys, you know what it's about. It's all about the people. What we got, man?
We got some other stuff that we got to definitely jump into as far as what's making the news in pro wrestling. One of those is Sasha Banks. Big news coming out about Sasha Banks. Mercedes Varnado, I think is how you say her last name. She was recently filming a movie out in Boston, Massachusetts, and now the rumor is she's on her way to Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, reported that Sasha Banks is being brought in for the show. Now, when someone says they're bringing someone in, a lot of people are automatically thinking she's going to be wrestling, and the rumor is she's going to wrestle Kairi Sane on the show for the title. I don't know if that's the case, but I'll tell you what I think in a second. But what are your reactions to Sasha Banks being brought in to New Japan Pro Wrestling? You can be brought in a variety of ways. She can be brought in to watch the show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a lot there. I mean, of course, everybody's going to think, Sasha's going there to wrestle if she's going to Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, you don't just show up for a show like that just to sit in the crowd and, wave to the camera or anything like that. Of course, one would speculate that. I don't know, man. I don't know, how to react to it as far as I don't know if she's still under contract with WWE.
well, that would be my assumption.
I mean, you would think, right? But I don't know. I really don't know. I know she's been able to do other events like conventions and stuff like that, and that's stuff that normally when you're under contract with WWE that you normally can't do. I know they've been doing it as of late, a few people, but that's not normally something you see a whole lot of. But I don't know. I don't know. For her, it would be great. I don't know if Sasha has wrestled in Japan before. But I'm gonna tell you right now, to be able to have that experience, just one time, even if it was an experience bartered by WWE, that hey, you want to get your feet wet, what not? I don't know. It's definitely cool for her.
I think it'd be great if we see her wrestle, but I was kind of like you. I'm like, well, I would think that she's still under contract. I don't know that either. I'm just making an assumption.
Yeah, but just think, like I said, if it's some kind of barter deal, didn't I see who was it going to be wrestling? Was it Rey Mysterio? It was going to be somebody wrestling at one of these AAA shows.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was, but I saw something like that as well. So I don't know, man. It could be we're in a different time right now.
Well, yeah, we're in the Triple H regime.
Yeah,
Where things might not be the same as they once were.
yeah.
Which I mean, I think that it has its benefits and its negatives, right? But I think that if Sasha Banks went over to wrestle in New Japan, that would be an awesome match to see because I feel like she's always kind of prided herself on being a wrestler's wrestler, right? And very, very big on people who are great technical wrestlers. I mean, her favorite's Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie could entertain you, but he could also out wrestle most people on the roster. And I think for her to have that experience in Japan, it was great. I mean, you say that you credit that Japan experience a lot for your kind of development. I know it was your first big trip was over to Japan, but learning how to work that crowd just can only help you hone your craft even more, right?
Not more so than working that style, you know what I mean? Learn how to work that style over there, and trying to fit in, was different back then. I'm sure Sasha would have a awesome time working with Kairi Sane over there because I'm sure she's like a major mega star there. She was huge here. I thought she was getting even bigger. If she would have stayed here, she would have been, one of the top females I thought on the roster. At least my son did.
He was a big fan. Big fan.
Yeah, I'm serious. So I think that would be a big feather if she was to be able to go over there and work a match with Kairi Sane. How long have Sasha been off now?
Since May, so 7 months, and then by that time 8 months.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Time off is your worst enemy. The time is ticking. The hourglass is definitely sand is running out. Sasha needs to get back in the ring, and she needs to do it relatively quick. That's just my opinion, unless she wants to just do something else. You know what I mean? But I just think the time is right for Sasha to get back on television right now.
Yeah, they've definitely been stepping out more. I saw Naomi and Jade Cargill took in a basketball game together recently. Obviously
maybe Naomi's getting ready to go to AEW.
She gonna join the baddies?
That might be a good fit.
Who would her first match be against? Red Velvet?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You're a ridiculous human being that I share this microphone with. A hot chocolate. I think
they got so many people over there. It's hard to keep up with anybody. Seriously,
I think that we see them back in a WWE ring. I really do, and I think right now it's been is timing. It's all been timing. And I believe
what are you talking about? Timing. What are you talking about?
It's timing. Like remember right when Triple H came in, there was rumors that hey, guess what? They're talking again. Oh look, they signed a contract. Deal's done. Remember all that? Like that was all talk. And to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that there's some sort of agreement in place with WWE. Sasha said, hey, look, let me go shoot this movie. Let me get a couple things out of the way. Royal Rumble's coming up. Then it's WrestleMania. That's the time to come back. That's the time where you're going to get the biggest spot, the biggest splash, in my opinion.
I don't know, man.
And like, let's say you have two big heels, right? Like you have Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. They're the SmackDown, or they're the women's tag team champions. They're running roughshod. No one's going to beat them. And then boom, they make the challenge. WrestleMania 39. You got the returning champions, Naomi and Sasha, the uncrowned champions.
You know
the
what?
Baby faces return to take over the heels.
If they booked it like that, that's like the only way. I can see those two coming back in that fashion, in that form, really making a big splash. I can see that, but I don't know, man. Me personally, I told you a long time ago, I said, until we see Naomi and Sasha back, that's not a story that really interests me a whole lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to see them back in the company, but it's not something I'm really going to hold my nose, for about if they don't show back up. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold my nose about it. It's just one of those things. Those ladies are taking care of their business. They're probably living their best lives right now. So I'm like, when we see them again, we'll see them again.
Bump free is not a bad life, right?
Oh no, it's real good. Making that con money. You know what I'm saying? That's real nice too. But one thing about being out of that spotlight, man, that spotlight is addictive. Being
Right.
getting in the ring in front of that 20, 30,000 on a weekly basis, man, it's addictive, man. You want that. It's not, and the thing is, I don't care what kind of drug you own, it's nothing that can replace it. Nothing that can replace coming down that aisle, walking out of that curtain, all oiled up. You know what I mean? Ready to go. I'm telling you, dog, it's nothing like it. It's the best thing in the world.
Well, only time will tell. But if Sasha shows up in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I think that's a big look, man. And if WWE bartered it, that's even better for them because she'll have all this inertia coming in back to the fold. But last time a WWE star went over to New Japan Pro Wrestling and did a big match, they ended up going over to AEW. That's Chris Jericho. You know what I mean? That freedom from under the Shield, I'm sure, is attractive to some people.
Hey, bro, I'm not saying something like that couldn't happen, but I don't think so. But my thing is, you got to get that paper. You know what I mean? You just can't be sitting at home forever. I'm sure Sasha ready to get back out there. I could be wrong. But I would imagine Sasha Banks in that spotlight go like the hand to hand, like a hand in glove.
Right.
Sasha is star, man. She's
All
she's
over,
that bright light. When she walk out the curtain, you know what I mean, and have been away from that spotlight. I'm going to basketball games and people want your autograph and whatnot. That's cool, but not being able to go out there and get in the middle of that ring, man, and have that adrenaline rush. I know for me, I needed it when I was doing it, and I needed it on a regular basis. I want to be in front of that camera when I was breaking in the Global Wrestling Federation. We would sometime wrestle 3 times in one night because I knew if I was, if I got in the ring 3 times, I was in front of that camera 3 times, I was going to be on television 3 times that week at least. Right. You know what I mean? So I was always thinking about, that television time being worth its weight in gold. Go get that paper, baby. Hey, stick around, guys. We're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
What's up, this Booker T, two-time Hall of Famer. I know you're checking out The Shine, checking out The Gloss. I want to thank you guys for checking out Row on YouTube. Hey, don't forget to click and subscribe to check out all the latest content right here each and every week. Now, can you dig that, sucker?
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We're just chopping it up, getting ready to take you guys home in a little bit. But we got any more super chatters, Brad?
We did have another super chatter that I need to get back to here. It was from John Amazing. And John Amazing says, remember the time you scissor kicked Vince in Gators?
Yeah, man. I cannot forget that. I think that was the night Vince slapped me. And he burst my eardrum that night.
Ooh, what does that feel like?
I still can't hear out of it.
Really? It's not,
Yeah,
it's like not as strong.
It still bugs me. It still rings. You know, yeah. But I remember doing it, and Vince, I remember him telling me, don't take it easy on me. And I was like, all right.
Don't have to tell me twice.
I took care of him, though. You know, that scissor kick was it was modified. I took a whole lot off of it, you know. So, but I still made it look good though at the same time.
When you know you're gonna do something with the boss, right? Like you're gonna do something with Vince where you gotta hit him. Like what does go through your mind? Because I think like, okay, yeah, Vince said don't hold back on me. Yeah, I gotta make this look good. But at the end of the day, this is the guy who signed the front of my paycheck. like how do I handle this?
Well, it's business. You know what I mean? It's business. You want to make sure just like last week, I was talking to a couple of the guys, and they really impressed me. A couple of NXT guys, they really impressed me last week. And they were working with this one kid, and they brought the kid in. They threw this kid up like so freaking high, and the kid like landed right on his shoulder. And the kid was okay. He could have broke his shoulder though. Easily could have broke his shoulder. And what I talked to those guys about was, I said, man, I love everything you guys, did out there last week. And they were really, like overjoyed. They were really, but I go, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. But that one thing, there's one thing you guys did. We got to talk about this, guys. And I say safety is, for me, is the most important thing, about this business, being able to take care of the guy that you're working with. And when you're in control, everything falls on you. It's your responsibility. You know what I mean? So for me, that's what I'm always thinking about. I'm always thinking about, just trying to do it right.
Well, as far as I guess I don't know if this is gonna give too much away. I don't want you to like give the secrets away, but like was there ever a piece of advice that somebody gave you in regard to making it look really, really good, but also being extra safe? Do you recall somebody calling you aside and say, look, hey man, this is how you do this? And I say that because we've talked about this on the show before. Is one time I was with AJ Styles backstage. We were going to interview him. You walked off for a second and he was talking to me and he was like, yeah, Book's the best, man. He was like, I remember when he taught me how to do the belt shot. Do you know how to do the belt? And he asked me, he's like, do you know how to do the belt shot? And I heard you give it to people before. I'm like, oh yeah, you do it. And I won't say how, but you do it this way instead of doing it that way. Did anyone ever give you like a tip like that you always stuck to when it came to safety and protecting the other guy?
No, nobody never did. But again, we're going to be honoring Black Bart on December 18th, Sunday, December 18th on Christmas Chaos. And I got a chance to watch guys like Black Bart, Manny Fernandez, Johnny Mantel. And those guys were like, man, they were professionals. They went out there and they made those fans feel a certain way, and they did not want to get hurt at all. None of those guys. Those old guys, you hurt those guys. I remember working with Hollywood John Tatum one time, and I went to pick him up by his hair, and he looks at me and he go, "What's the hell, brother?" And I go, okay, man. You know what I mean? So you had to know how to work inside the realm of being a real professional back then and making it look right without there again grabbing this guy hair because it was getting thin in the top. He was like, what's the hell, brother? You know what I mean? So
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what it's always been about for me. Safety, but still being able to go out there and let it all hang out at the same time.
Um, what one of those legends early on, like, do you think you mentioned several? Was there one of those guys that gave you more game than the others?
Oh man, not really, man. When I got in the WCW, Ron Simmons was that guy that always used to, get in my ear and peep game and wise me up about certain things, But when I was coming up, there again, I keep having to talk about Black Bart, but he was because he was one of the first guys that really started getting into my brother and I, getting into our head, and then start working with guys like Manny Fernandez, and Manny was, just a straight up OG that went out there and performed at a very high level. And then another guy by the name of John Mantell. These guys they gave me that knowledge to be able to go out and perform with anybody in the world the first time we get in the ring and perform, and I remember, from the knowledge those guys gave me back then, I was able to go to Japan and work with a Japanese kid, and he didn't speak English and I didn't speak Japanese. And we went out there and had like one of the most flawless matches for myself at that level back then. I thought it was great. And that's what I learned, from guys like that.
Now, going into this Christmas Chaos event, it's joyous for several things, but really what we do at Reality Wrestling is celebrate the students that we have, right? And how far that they've come, and being able to go out there and exhibit the tools of the trade that they've learned over their time in this industry and put it out there for the Row faithful. We did make headlines here recently for the Reality Wrestling by getting a new student that caught some notoriety. I just want to give him a shout out because he got all over the websites. Zilla Fatu, the son of Umaga, is training officially with the Reality of Wrestling. I think he had his first session just a couple nights ago, Book. I don't know if you wanted to comment on that at all.
You know what, man? It's awesome. You know what I mean? I was really good friends with his dad. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool to see his boy here. Under my expert tutelage to try to get him to that next level. So I'm pretty excited about the journey we're getting ready to go on. Just another Fatu getting ready to take the world by storm. I'm loving it. I didn't get a chance to actually work with the kid. I was still on the road, but Kevin, my right hand man, told me he did a hell of a job. His attitude is, on point, and that's the one thing you need more than anything, especially when you first get into this business. Is have your head on straight, understand what this is about, be able to take advice, understand when someone is giving you advice, simple things. You know what I mean? So. If you don't follow, the instruction, it will lead to destruction. So my thing is, it's all about just falling in line.
When somebody comes in with a lineage, right? And we've had people come in before. I mean, hell, the Usos came through the school before. Sons of Rikishi. Do you handle them any kind of different way? Do you expect more out of them, or do you look at every student at the same, like, hey, y'all at the same level here, no matter what?
They all have to pass the test, and that's how well they sweep the floor.
That's facts, though. That's like not a joke, by the way, people listening. It's actually not a joke.
I came here last night, man. I had to take the dust vac out, and I was so mad. I almost put this sign up, that no one's allowed in this area for the next month, and that perhaps maybe going up pretty soon, So my thing is, man, being able to pass the test as far as understanding, that this is your house and treat it like it's your house, and we'll try to get you to that point. But we don't have no clicks. We don't play no favorites. No, everything here is on the merit system. How well you go out and perform is as high as you ever going to go on the card. Don't come in with no ideas. Don't even come to me and say, I got an idea. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So it's like that. Just know your role. Play your role, and at the end of the day, we'll definitely get there.
Well, it's like Massey is his name now. Mace, or Brennan Williams, or the Great Black Otaku, whatever you want to call him. I remember he came straight from the New England Patriots practice squad, and a week later was setting up curtains and mopping the floor.
Yeah, and singing at the same time.
And he did sing at the same time. I do remember that.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. But
That's it just shows you that, you got to have the dedication. And he had it, and I'm sure Zilla Fatu is going to do great. I'm excited to meet the kid and see what he does.
Yeah, man, talking about dedication. Big fight, man. Big fight going to be going down here real soon. The holidays are real good to us. And let's take a second out to thank PBC for giving us the gift of amazing box events that went down in 2022. The PBC brought us 5 exciting pay-per-views last year. Thurman versus Barrio, Spence versus Ugas, Davis versus Romero, Ruiz versus Ortiz, as well as Wilder versus Helena. But we're going to kick this year off right, guys. We're going to kick it off right with the PBC, bringing it in with that man, that boy, Gervonta Tank Davis steps back in the ring. January the 7th, Tank will be taking on undefeated El Gran Campeon Hector Luis Garcia in a high-stakes showdown, guys. That's going down again January 7th from Tank Davis's native DMV Arena, the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C., live on pay-per-view. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Every time I come here, I just have so much fun. I go home and we just can't stop talking about it till we come back.
The whole roster, top to bottom, star-studded guys.
We drove 12 hours from Atlanta just to come see One Missile for the World. It's one of the premier independent wrestling promotions across America.
It's a well-oiled machine, and there's a lot of good talent. It's very rare on in these shows to see so much talent on one show.
The organization that he has right now, I think and truly believe that it's one of the best organizations out there.
Brian Keith is 15 feet in the air! Brian Keith from up top!
A lot of fun, a lot of good athletes, good wrestlers, good family fun.
I've been around with a lot of the other independent groups, but this to me is a very, very top and first-class operation.
Reality of wrestling, one word, heart. And that's what Booker T is bringing to Houston. It's already special.
He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
Can't make it happen without these young people, without the fans coming out supporting this thing. This is the flagship of Texas wrestling. This is the beginning of something big. It ain't gonna stop.
It's the best damn promotion in the country right now. The best independent promotion in the country. The best talent, the best coach and teacher that there ever was. And this is where it's at right here in the reality of wrestling. Believe that.
Oh my goodness! A Davidson driver!
It's very professional. It's a very good production. Booker's doing it right. I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Oh, what a rush!
The future of wrestling is reality of wrestling. That's the reality of the situation.
I'm Roddy Piper, and you're watching Reality of Wrestling. Be there, be square, babe. Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Shoop. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Oh man, we getting close to wrapping this thing up, but I told you guys I was gonna give you guys my new Fave 5.
Let's hear it. We're waiting on it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there right now. First on the list is gonna be that woman, that hottie biscotti, Kiana James. She made the cut. Kiana James is coming in at number 5 on the list. Coming in at number 4 is going to be that man, the new North American champion, Wes Lee. Coming in at number 3, that girl that just shows up and show out on a regular, Roxanne Perez. Coming in at number 4.
Number 2.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. I'm going the wrong direction. Number 2 is going to be Axiom.
Axiom. Wow. Number 2.
And coming in at number 1 this week is going to be that man, that straight shooter, that when he lines you up, he still don't miss. Carmelo Hayes still coming in at number 1.
Wow. So we have Kiana James, Wes Lee, Roxanne Perez, Axiom, and Carmelo Hayes.
That's the list, baby.
No room for Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy Rose, she's in a class of her own, man. Mandy's in a class of her own. It's not that I don't want to put Mandy in the Fave 5, of course. She's high on the list. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about making a different wing for Mandy Rose in Toxic Attraction, man. Because like I said before, that's the only candy your mother wants you to have, dog. I'm serious. So we're definitely going to talk about that at a later date.
All right. Well, hey, the Fave 5 is out there. The Fave 5 is out there. Make sure y'all put it out. Telestat it, put it on, tweet it, do whatever you got to do with it. The Fave 5 has now been released for this week. We'll update it, I guess, this time next week because we got the big premium live event going down Saturday.
Maybe next week, maybe the week after. You know what I mean? I like to let the Fave 5, marinate.
Like
you
to
know,
let it simmer.
You feel me? You know what I mean? It's got to get the right feel on it. You know what I mean? The right texture. You know, so we might let it marinate for just a minute.
The only candy your mother wants you to have. You're a sick individual. Hilarious. We have a super chat here. Kai Toenail says, I'm calling my shot, and it's Raquel Rodriguez versus Ronda at the Royal Rumble. Unless Charlotte Flair pops up before then, it's her. Who else can they actually put on Ronda?
You know, you got me on that one, man. I don't know what's going to happen with the women's division right now. I mean, I really don't know where they're going with it. I don't know what the hell Charlotte Flair has been. She's been like
sabbatical.
I'm serious, man. She's been like missing in action like crazy, dog. I'm serious. I don't know what's going on right now, man. I'm dug into NXT, dog. I'm dug into NXT. If y'all got something for me for NXT, let me know, man, because I can get with you because I've been preparing, prepping for everything that's going on that show. Can't wait to this weekend, this Irons of Hours Challenge. It's going to be something different, something unique, women's as well as the men's. So myself personally, man, I don't know honestly, I can't tell you a whole lot of what's going on Raw and SmackDown.
Well, has being a part of NXT made the kickoff show harder?
No, it haven't made the kickoff show. But then again, maybe a little bit, because I remember last kickoff show I was struggling a little bit, at certain times, just because I was so in tune to what was going on with NXT, and I guess that could be true.
Okay. Well, hey, speaking of NXT, we do know that Shawn Michaels, who's running the show down there, made some announcements today. We got Vengeance Day is going to be popping off in North Carolina, I think in the first week of February, which is the next premium live event. But I want to ask you about the betting odds. Can I ask you about this? Is it okay if I ask you your inside knowledge on the betting odds for Deadline?
You can ask me, man. Yeah, but I mean,
well, you can just say if you think it's a good line or not. If you think it's a fair line. Should I say that? Is that better?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want you to, because I know someone at the UFC just got in trouble for inside picks. So I'm not asking for your inside picks, but these are the lines that we have right here. We have the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Pretty Deadly is the favorite at -250 going against the New Day, who's plus 170. What do you think of that? What do you think of that matchup?
I don't like those odds.
You don't like those odds?
No.
Okay, interesting. What do you think of New Day being in NXT?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it at all. I mean, these guys are camera hogs. They can't get no love, on the main roster, so they got to come over to NXT and try to, there again, steal some camera time. It's just one of those things, man. I don't like seeing bullies, pick on people, and that's what the New Day has become as of late. They've become bullies.
They're bullies
coming over the NXT. So that's what I would label them as bullies.
But you think that they might actually be the favorite?
Yeah, I mean they should be. You know, I mean, multi-time tag team champions, the most decorated tag team champions in WWE. I think right with the
I believe so.
Yeah. So they should. Come on, man, they should be the favorite.
All right, here we go with the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge match. We have Zoe Stark sitting at plus 300, Cora Jade at plus 200, Kiana James, number 5 in your Fave 5, sitting at plus 1,400. Roxanne Perez is the favorite of the match with minus 140, and Indy Hartwell at plus 500.
I mean, you could say those are good odds. You know, I mean, Roxanne Perez, she's got the rocket on her right now. She's hot. So yeah, you can see that. But right now, Indy Hartwell, as well as she's kind of like trying to get some motivation going right now, as well as the fan. A lot of fans really like Indy Hartwell.
Big fans, yeah.
I can't tell you why, but a lot of fans like her.
Okay. Well, yeah. So she's in at plus 500. So she's the fourth favorite of the match. Kiana James plus 1,400. They're giving her no love.
Well, she's like a wild card. You know what I mean? You're not really looking at her to win it or anything like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been watching her, bro, and she's got something. She's definitely got something. She's got that it factor. And when she comes to the ring, when she turns it on, oh man, she turns it on, man. So yeah, you might not want to sleep on Kiana James. I'm serious.
We have a couple more here. Of course, the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, which I'm really looking forward to. Carmelo Hayes sitting at minus 150, JD McDonough at plus 250, Grayson Waller at plus 500, Joe Gacy plus 300, and I believe number 2 on your Fave 5 this time around, Axiom, is plus 900. What do you think about these odds? Your man Carmelo is the favorite.
Yeah, he's the favorite. He should be. He's the guy that's got the the marquee look. He's got the marquee flavor. And one thing about the guy, he can go out and perform at a very high level. But my thing is, I like McDonough. But that damn Axiom, man, I'm gonna tell you, dog, that dude is high level. He really is, and he can sneak one. He can steal one. So odds, being in Carmelo's favor, I get it. I understand. But that right there, I'm gonna tell you right. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't see Carmelo winning that match.
Well, I mean, the Iron Survivor, we never seen anything like it. It's the first of its kind, but I feel like Carmelo actually might make it through. I don't know. He's the favorite for a reason.
I'm just saying, I don't think he's gonna win it. It's just me.
All right. And then we have the NXT title on the line. Apollo Crews taking on Bron Breakker. Apollo Crews sitting at plus 550. Bron Breakker, the overwhelming favorite, at minus 1,250.
I don't know, man. That should be the match of the night. It's I don't see the odds being that far, swayed towards Breakker or anything like that. Just because Apollo's the real deal, man. This is Ooh Nation. You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember that.
I remember Ooh Nation.
But this dude is he's been around for a long time. He's still in perhaps the best shape I've ever seen him, and he can go top to bottom. He can go on the ground. He can go aerial. That dude can do it all. And one thing about Apollo, man, his balance is uncanny. So I'm looking forward to seeing, how that thing play out.
What do you think of him coming back to NXT? Was that good for him in the long term, or do you think that it means that some steam came off of him on the main roster?
I don't think it hurt him or anything like that. Sometimes you got to try to be able to reinvent yourself. It's all relative at the end of the day, because it's just wrestling. It's a job at the end of the day when you really look at it. And wherever that job is, at on that particular night, that's where you're going to be, no matter what job you was working. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes I don't look at it as a step back. I look at it as a like a reboot more than anything. So yeah, I think it's a good spot for him. We got to get out of here, man.
We do.
I got to get in the gym and start training with these youngsters here in a bit, hitting the ropes, you know what I mean? Up, downs, burpees, all that stuff. I'm getting in the action, getting my piece of the action, man. My champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. But I just want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, hanging out with us, all the super chatters as well. As well, Brad. Appreciate you for making all the work happen, man. Doing all the heavy lifting. In theory, of course. But I appreciate you, dog. And guys, same place. Same time next week. We out of here.